the South. Ain't got really feel me. Feel us. East Coast, feel me. Feel us. West Coast, feel me. Say what?
What's up, y'all? It's Kaya. I'm back. It's time for an update because it's been some weeks. This is homecoming. It's been some weeks since I've done homecoming, y'all. And by some weeks, I mean week 1 was the first and only. So my thoughts have definitely changed a little bit. People I didn't like before, I'm kind of feeling them now. Kind of feeling them a lot now. And some couples, I'm just not taking it. So let's give an update on where I'm at now with the show. And this week, blackout, truth hurts. I was like, yo, bro, you know how much stuff you could do in a blackout? I don't think they fully utilized this blackout here, but we did have some good stuff going on. So let's get into that. Let's go see where we at. Auntie Amara, love her. Coach Turner, I'm feeling him. I really like him. Together, I'm not taking them. They do not click, y'all. I am not feeling this. This for me is Jamone. It is giving Jamone. I love them individually. I think they are amazing people individually, but I cannot take them in a relationship together. It's not giving, and I feel like it's supposed to give, but I'm not getting it, and I don't want it. AC is kind of hard because trying to imagine them when they were in school together, I could picture them working then. But I feel like from who they were then to who they are now, they're completely different people. And they've experienced so much in life during that time apart that too much has happened that it's not clicking to what it used to be way back when. So don't try to rekindle it. It's Auntie Amara, thank you, girl. She was like, she just wanted answers, and I was all for that. So we got the blackout going on this week. And they get locked up together. And it was so cute. You know, Man's being worried about her blood sugar, making sure she was okay. And then they finally talk through things. And come to find out, yo, Mama Tina, she ain't even here. She's not even here. Still causing problems. Stay where you at, miss. Mama Tina is the reason why he fell back. Because she was like, you're not good enough for my sister. And this man, you know, he thought, I ain't gonna let her tell me that I'm not good enough for her. Me and Amara, we could be something special. He was still holding on. And then baseball was getting to him. And my man, he took some PEDs. I said, oh, come on. And it's so crazy that that's what it is, considering how we met him and what was going on with the team and getting rid of their old coach and everything. He does the PEDs and he's basically ashamed of what he's now done. And he ends things with Amara. Thank you for that. Thank you. She now has her answers. They have this whole makeout sesh, y'all. And I was like, yo, that, you know what? It's here. I'ma take it. It better not go beyond this. I was so happy she booked it out of there. I mean, she didn't book it that fast, but I was so happy she got up out of there. And she was like, yeah, no, this was closure, y'all, closure. But also I'm like, it feels like one of those things where you're like, this is closure. We can now move on from each other because we have this now. But then you circle back around later down the line and you realize, no, I truly do love you and I really want this to happen. I want you. I think that's what's going to happen with the two of them. And I don't even want to admit that. I think that's what's going to happen, y'all. I'm not getting this relationship. I'm not feeling the chemistry. I got to prepare myself for when that happens. But also, okay, so I've heard too the possibility of Simone actually being their kid. Y'all, I love that. I'm for that. And then also I'm for it because if that is true, I feel like should they circle back around, they're like, I want to be with you. I think this is something that could really work with us. I love you, you love me. Let's be together. And then that comes out that she had a baby and didn't even tell him, and the baby's right here. She in the same school and she didn't even tell him. He gonna walk away again. This time he ain't gonna look back. He gonna look back for that baby though. He gonna be like, I want you in my life, daughter. But Amara, auntie, she gonna be hurt all over again. And you know, I love Auntie Amara. I really like her. But this will be so good. I really hope that that's how it ends up. And because I'm holding out hope for her and little Zeke. Auntie Amara and Zeke, I can see that. I can feel it too. I feel them. But also because if Simone girl, if she's really her and Coach Turner's baby, come on, get with Zeke so that way they could be sisters now. Can you imagine Lil Moni and Lil Keisha over here being sisters? That'd be so cute. I would love that. Talking about Keisha, y'all. I love me some Keisha. Keisha seems so genuine. Keisha is so real. Keisha and Cam, they are the it couple right now for me. Like, on Homecoming. I am taking them. They are giving me, see this? That's chemistry right there. That is what, and they don't even have to try. They're not even trying. It's just, it hits every single time they come up on my screen. I be like, ooh, y'all hitting me. And I be taking it. This is what I want. I'll take this. Yo, and that's what I love too. It is not all lovey-dovey with them. They be having a fight. They be going their little separate ways, getting mad at each other, and then be coming back together all the time, making up. And I'm like, this is real here. What they have, they care about each other. We see here in this week's episode that she has this opportunity come up. She's able to choreograph. Opportunity becomes a bigger opportunity now, which I love that Cam was so on top of this. Like, Cam was aware of everything that was going on with this girl. Cam was so dedicated. But the opportunity, it becomes bigger. Now Normani's involved, and he's pushing her to step into the spotlight. Be the best version of yourself. Go out there and be the star that he knows that you are. That I know you are too, girl. Go do that. But at the same time, he understands her hesitation too because of her dad, but he doesn't want that to hold her back. He wants her to go after the things and like that she wants to go after. Like, he knows deep down she wants to go after that she's not truly going for right now. And he's trying to be that push for her because he cares so much. I think the reason why she goes back and forth with him so much is because I feel she's afraid of truly letting someone in. I think she realizes that Kim cares for her, but at the same time she realizes that she cares a lot about him too, and he sees her and she sees him. And I also feel for Cam, he had never really had a relationship in the past. We didn't see Cam's relationships before, y'all. Knowing how we see Cam now, I feel like he's never had something like this. He's never met someone who makes him feel this kind of way, who he has this sort of connection with. And that's something he wants to hold on to. And I think for Keisha, that kind of scares her in a sense as well, especially not having her mom in her life, and her relationship with her dad being the way that it is not very strong. So to now have someone who, they care for you, they want to be around you, they care what's best for you, they care about your dreams, they care about your passions, and they want to help you achieve those things. They want to help to push you to go after those things yourself. Right now, she's still working on learning to put Keisha and Keisha's dreams first, especially with the way her relationship is with her dad. But I think that's something we'll see her grow into a lot more over the course of this season here. Is learning to put herself first, learning to care more about what it is that she wants in life and go after those things. So I'm excited to see that, y'all. Yo, Cam's vocals? My man sung for her. She was like, my music. He said, boo, I got you. Don't worry. He broke out, y'all, in song. I said, wow, come through. And she was over there dancing for her man. That was a shot right there. This girl dancing, her man singing. Come on, power couple. Thea, y'all. I love Thea. You know what's crazy? Because, y'all, I couldn't stand Thea at first. But I also said, too, I felt like she was going to grow on me over time. She grew on me very quickly. I said, Thea, girl, Thea seems so sweet, so innocent. Thea just seems like a girl who lived a sheltered life, and she just out here trying to make it. She doing what she know how to do, which is play tennis. She got Grams over here trying to set her up on a date, and this is... Y'all, this is so cute. This girl, she's not used to this. This is all new to her. Going on a date, learning who pays on a date, how to interact on a date, how to prepare for a date. And this girl, Simone got a lot going on. Simone being pulled in every which direction. So she's trying to help girl out. Simone gets pulled away. The girl, she gets stuck. And she's talking to Wakanda. What's her name? Wait, I don't think her name's Wakanda. Hold on. Just looked it up. Her name is Walinda. Her name's Walinda, y'all. They're trying to give her advice. It was in this moment. Thea and Damon talking about they're connecting over sports. There was a few eye glances there that I saw, and them connecting on sports. Y'all know tennis means a lot to Thea, and baseball means a lot to this boy Damon. Sports in general means a lot to these two people. Not saying it don't mean a lot to Simone, but these two people it means a great deal to. I'm hoping it doesn't lead somewhere, but in that moment, the way they were talking and connecting, and the blackout, I think that might be a little sprinkle of something at some point too. But I'm rooting for Thea and JR. JR and Thea is where I'm at now. I've been sold on them. I have definitely been sold on JR and Thea. So I'm rooting for this as a thing. They've only had, that's the only thing though, they've only had one real interaction with each other. That was at family dinner like 2 weeks ago. So they haven't had very many times where they can have conversations. And now JR, who we're about to get to, he kind of going through some things. So maybe as he's going through what he's going through right now, Thea and him can bond a little bit more. Because her and Kevin, that ain't happening. Her and Damon, that cannot happen. So her and JR, I would love for that to happen. What I really like about Thea is she doesn't seem like she means any harm. Like, she seems like tennis is what she loves to do. Tennis is her passion, is what she takes serious. And I think just how she is when it comes to that, it can come across as hard and brutal at times. But that's because she loves the sport so much. And she hasn't had much of a life outside of tennis. And even with her showing Simone, her travels and everything, trying to update her profile, it was all for tennis. She didn't get to experience a lot of things. She hasn't had many friends, if any, growing up. Her parents, you see, they're all about tennis and making sure she has a successful future. So she hasn't really had many real experiences outside of the sport. And I think I like that is because she seems so innocent. She seems like she's just learning so much about life in general now. Like, she's experiencing life a lot more now. And she's learning that it's okay to have a lot more of that freedom, to give yourself that freedom outside of a sport that you love, but just to explore and experience more things and to see what else is out there for you. And I like that for her, y'all. She pulling at my heart. Thea girl, you getting up there for me. You getting up there. Okay, JR too. I wasn't liking him before. I like him now, y'all. Okay, let me just run y'all back really quickly. The thing that sold me on JR was the scene with him and Simone like 2 weeks ago when homegirl was trying to figure out what class to go to and my man's caught her in the hall and was giving her directions. That smile that he put on his face for this girl to tell her what the directions of the class were, he sold me. I said, wow, look at that smile. He seems so sweet. He seemed right for Thea. So JR, my man's, I like him. So my man's, he's going through it this week. He done found out that his parents are getting a divorce, and this sport that him and his daddy used to share together, that they used to love so much, his daddy blew him off. Now he's like, bruh, what else is there for me? What do I have? Nothing. So he's giving up all hope. He is out here living his best blackout life. My man's is out here trying to drink and party his pain away. He is not trying to deal with anything that is going on. He's not trying to hear from nobody. This is what I wasn't expecting. Nate. So apparently Nate has gone through something very similar with her parents. I can see a little friendship building here. I can see this connecting them a lot more. Also with Nate, y'all. Do you think Willinda got some feelings there? Because I think I see something there. The way Willinda be acting, I think Willinda coming for Nate. She is. I see it. So back to my man JR. He is not trying to hear from Nate. He's not trying to hear from Damon. Who comes trying to help out? Simone. I'm like, look. I think he might have something there for Simone. I can see a little bit of something there from the little hall scene, y'all, to their little conversations now. I can see him developing a little something for Moni there. Actually, Damone, don't get me wrong, I'm all for Damone. I'm all for Thea and JR, but I mean, if JR is feeling Simone, I might be jiggy with that for a little bit. I might. As long as she ends up with Damon, I'm cool. So I might be jiggy with her and JR. If it's just for a hot minute. Just for a hot minute, I can be cool with that. And you know what's crazy is because when I saw the hall scene with them earlier, a few weeks ago, I thought it was more of like a brother-sister type thing. Like, I was like, oh, that would be so cute. He seems kind of like a brother figure to her. But then also thinking that I feel that way for her and Cam. And the way I see her and Cam and the way I see her and JR, it's not hitting in the same friend category for me. So I think her and Cam definitely are bro and sis material, but her and JR, I can see that being a little feelings being exchanged there in a romantic way, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, y'all. So Simone comes to look for him. I like that she seems to be the person who she tries to be everyone's therapist. She tries to help everyone. This girl is being pulled all over, y'all. He's not trying to talk to her because during this conversation, she's bringing up Damon. My man's, he tight. That's another reason why I think they about to go somewhere. He tight. She bringing up Damon again. Like, bro, I ain't trying to talk about him. I ain't trying to do none of this. I just want to party. Ain't we in a blackout? Can you just chill for one day? One day. She don't want to do that. She knows this isn't like him. And baseball, you ain't even show up for practice, my mans. You sure about that? He done. He blows her off and just goes right back to it. Girl just standing there. I actually wasn't surprised that her talk, usually, you know, somebody come and talk to you and it's exactly what you need to hear and it sets you straight. I wasn't surprised that it didn't work here with him just because his parents getting a divorce and how excited he was for his daddy coming, that was like the last straw right there. That was it. Because to have your dad come to town and this is what you two bond over and you were so excited to have him come here and you already have these questions in your mind if Damon is your brother, and to have your dad show so much attention to Damon during his visit, and you know he's not even here for that long, he's blowing you off at the same time, and now he's going to sit here and hit you with the fact that him and your moms is getting a divorce. He could not take that. And the girl who you might possibly be feeling, she come to you and she throws Damon's name out there again. He was like, yeah, no, leave me be. I don't think he didn't mean any harm to anybody. Like, he wanted to be left alone. He wanted to just sit in his anger and his pain. And the fact that all these people kept coming to him, that was just adding even more to his agitation of it all. But I think JR, he has a good heart too, and he means well. So by the end, my man's got it together, y'all. He was like, I know I did some things. Yeah, you did, sir. You did. But it's alright. I forgive you. I forgive him. And they all gonna forgive him too. He gonna be at the next family dinner. Damone, y'all. We're gonna group them together because they're pretty much always together. Unless they playing their sports, they always together, y'all. And they had a blackout this week, so they were together, trapped up in the school, going through their things. They each were going through something. So Damon boy, he done got information back regarding his adoption. He hasn't looked at it yet, so that's what he's wrestling with. Should I open it? Should I not open it? Was I the only one who paused who paused their screen? I paused my screen to look at all the emails he had listed there. I saw some interesting stuff up there. Nothing that was giving anything away, but I was like, oh, that's them the shoes you bought? That's what I was looking at. At the same time, we got Simone, she's going around helping people out, you know, trying to help people out. She wasn't fully helping everybody. And we start with Thea, you know, because Thea has her date coming up. So Simone I love that their relationship is building into what I think is going to be a strong friendship between the two of them. And that they're connecting outside of tennis because Thea feels out of place and this is all new to her. These things that she's experiencing now, she's trying to figure stuff out and she feels awkward about it. Simone, she knows what it feels like to feel as if you don't fit in. You're struggling to find your place. And you feel like an outsider because she had a baby, which it crossed my mind too early on. I was like, wow, none of these people even know that this girl has a whole baby out here in this world. I wonder what they're gonna think when, you know, it comes out. This week we find out that Baby Shay's coming to visit next week, and Auntie Amara is letting her know, you know, no one knows that you have a baby out here in these streets. Stand in your truth, girl. Let them know. If they love you, if they truly appreciate you and they truly support you, this will not be an issue. You having a son out here and the fact that you gave him up for adoption. You did what was best for you. So Simone girl, she was going through that in her mind. So when everything happened with her and Thea feeling as if she was being judged, knowing she doesn't have much experience and she didn't want to go on a date anymore. And Simone took that as her opportunity to let them know, I have a baby out here, y'all. And I gave him up for adoption. And it was this boy Damon hearing her tell them. Which, alright, backtrack a little bit because Damon told her earlier, you know, how could a mother do that? Basically give her child up for adoption. But he was talking from his own experience and wrestling with the news of his adoption. She being a mother who gave her child up for adoption because it was the right decision for her, you would feel some kind of way if someone made a comment like that made you feel like your decision was the wrong decision. Especially because at that time she was going to tell Damon and he was going to be the first person, y'all, that she was going to let know. Come on. And she decided not to after that comment there. So now she takes this as her opportunity to let the whole group know after everything that happened with JR, everything that happened with Thea and how Thea's feeling. you know what? You're not the only one, Thea, who has those struggles. You know, I've been through those struggles, but I've dealt with them. This is my truth, and this is where I'm at now. I have a kid out here in this world, y'all. A baby. I pushed him out. And he coming next week, by the way. And the fact that Nate and Keisha already knew that she had him, y'all. They said it. I couldn't help but laugh and not be surprised, because they were like, girl, you were not good at hiding anything. Like, especially when you sit here and letting us use your computer. We saw them photos and he is so cute. I was like, is it he? We saw him, y'all. We know what baby Shay looked like. I was like, yeah, he a cute little baby. And he coming next week, y'all. I love that they were so accepting of the fact that she has a kid. I knew Keisha and them would be, but even Thea just being appreciative of the fact that she shared this news with her. And I also love that they were just okay with her telling them when it felt right for her to tell them, on her own time, that she wanted to let them know this. And they were okay with that. But at the same time, y'all, Dame Dane was walking up over there and he heard that news. He said, whoa, you got a baby. I know his first thought with Jordan. Nah, this man, I know he was hurt. Mostly, not the fact that she had a baby, but the fact that she didn't tell him that she had a baby. That's what I initially felt he was most upset about. But he was booking it. He was over walking away, right? When he tried to close the door on her, I was like, did you not expect her to follow? You definitely did. So him turning slightly surprised that she was coming through his door in a blackout, y'all. This is what makes this even better, is the fact that this is taking place in blackout. I was like, y'all could have gave me a lot more in this blackout, but this right here, I'll take it. So she comes up in that room and she is trying to explain to him. Simone seems so vulnerable and so soft. She seems so soft up in college now, y'all. Y'all know Simone before. I wish she still is like that hard girl sometimes, but especially when she's around Damon, y'all, she's like putty. Like, well, I think for them, they were both hurting in this moment because they were both hurt by the other person in a way. And I think it's because they have this connection. Yeah, we know there's a romantic connection here between the two of them. Not trying to dig into right now, but something that's deeper than that. The way they're able to share their experiences with each other and open up about their past, their parents, life, their lives. The fact that this is a part of her life that he knew nothing about, and he's been with her now for a minute. And all the conversations that they've had, and we know they be having conversations morning, noon, and night. They be conversing all the time, y'all. So to not have this come up, and I think for him, he feels there were many times and many conversations that we've had in the past where this could have been something that you brought up to me. But I think also with her, it's a part of her past that she wasn't ready to share. She is not ashamed of baby Shay, but she came to Georgia to get back to who Simone was pre-baby. She wanted to find her passion again, and she realized that tennis is a passion of hers, and she wanted to go to college. She wanted to experience life, and she gave him up to have a better life for him because she knew that she wasn't in the place to provide that for him. So she was going to share it when the time felt right for her, which is why she was going to tell him earlier, because she realized she was at a place now where she could share this truth. These people that she now has in her life are people who she knows they care about her and they love her and they support her, which is why she was going to tell him earlier. But his comment regarding a mother giving her child up for adoption had her looking like, bro, I'm going to keep my secret to myself now because you don't know how to act. What you just said. She was like, yeah, no. I think for them, because adoption is a very sensitive topic for both of them, and it means something deeply to each of them. So for him, knowing that you guys have talked so much about your own adoption, and to now find out that she had a baby that she gave her for adoption, initially just hearing that, and you weren't hearing it directly from her. Yeah, she was saying it, but she was saying it to other people, and she wasn't telling you directly. That just hit him because he felt that they connected on a deeper level. He felt what they had was something strong enough to where she would tell him something like that. That means something so much to her. That's so personal to her. Which is why he's trying to close the door up in girl face, right? So then she's trying to explain herself, y'all. And this is why I was like, yo, she is so soft. Not soft like, bro, toughen up. But soft like, I like seeing this side of her in a way because it shows a different side of Simone that I feel we didn't get to see much of on AA. She's taking these long pauses And you can see the wheels in her head just turning as she's trying to explain this to him. And the fact that with him now, she's giving him a deeper explanation. She's trying to give him more of an explanation. She was trying to give them out there. And he's now stopping her because he's like, Simone, I know your heart. I know you. My man's. Now you feel bad, right? Now you feel bad because you know he took a minute. He thought about it. I know the kind of person she is. And I know this is something that took her, you know, it took her some time to share it because she had to get to a place where she felt she could share it with us. And I remember how I acted earlier. And I remember the comment I made earlier. Yeah, you do. Y'all, I could have sworn this man was gonna go in for a kiss. You could not tell me otherwise. I thought we were in a blackout, man. I thought he was gonna go in. Because he's over there like this. He got the hand up on her on the side. He is holding on to her hand. And she's just standing there looking at him. And just the looks are... This is why I'm a demoner. The looks that they are sharing with each other, y'all, it's so strong and it means so much. And yeah, I understand why he didn't want her to explain. He didn't need her to explain anymore. But I could have sworn that man was gonna go up in there for them lips. I thought she would have pulled away though. Like I thought she would have been the one to say no and back off. But I thought he would have at least went in for it. He didn't even do it. I said, that took strength that I didn't know you had, Damon. Like, then man's asked her, he's like, do you have any other dark, deep secrets, Simone girl? And this girl, y'all, initially, as soon when I saw her looking down, I said, wow, is she gonna tell him? And when she let it out, I realized, I said, because of the way JR was acting this episode and seeing that he wasn't even trying to listen to her, I felt she was worried about him a lot more. And then also seeing how Damon was now after finding out this huge secret about her, and not wanting to keep anything else from him, I was like, yeah, she gonna let him know. So when she told this boy that him and JR could possibly be brothers, and this dude walked out, I said, yo. Damon seemed like the type. He be getting tight, y'all. And because he had already been suspecting something between the two of y'all, because y'all been whispering for weeks now, and he been looking like, yo, what y'all got going on up over there? And none of y'all been telling him what's been going on, and now this is what he finds out. And it's something having to do with him too at the same time, like you're talking to him about me. And it's about my adoption. Like, it's kind of got to do with my adoption here. And he could possibly be my brother. And he's my teammate. We all up in the same school. And y'all weren't even trying to include a brother. He was fed up. He said nope. So he was to go find JR. JR was still tight. JR was still going through things. So JR was like, I don't want no brother. I ain't trying to do with nothing. I don't want baseball. I don't want nothing in my life. I don't need nothing. And he left out. So now they all tight. They all hurting, y'all. I was like, Dad, Simone texted him before. When she found out Auntie Amara was not his mom, and like, oh, it's on you now. You couldn't text him now, even though he wasn't trying to talk to y'all or anything, and he was going through stuff over there. You couldn't text him and give him a heads up like, hey, y'all, open my mouth to Damon and told him the truth. He might be headed your way. I don't know, but just give you a heads up. She ain't do that. And I was like, you could have, girl. You could have. But also, I was like, she is just hurting right now, too. So she probably just standing there butt hurt because this is the first big thing that done happened between the two of them. So she's still trying to process it. This girl was sitting on the floor waiting for him, too. And he still wasn't trying to hear how. All he did want to hear, though, was how long y'all been sitting here having these conversations, talking about me. And he was sad at the fact that they've been talking for weeks now. And no one ever tried to bring him into the fold of things. And this is how he had to find out during a blackout. Man, he ends up finally opening up the letter, y'all. They don't even got no information for me. They don't got no records for him. I am confused. I'm confused. I'm still holding on to the fact that him and JR are still bros. Because I definitely, that's little Damey Dame up in that photo. That's him. With the scar, that's him. And if it's not him, I need explanations. I think JR daddy is his daddy too. But I don't think JR mama is his mama. So we gotta find his mama. That's what we gotta do. So we gotta get daddy back around. Because I think daddy, he gonna put all this together for us. And we gonna see what's really up with him and his adoption. Because right now, things not adding up. No records. Come on. Also, him being mad at Simone, that's only lasting until next week. Come Monday, they gonna be good as new. He gonna forgive this girl. She gonna come back, I'm so sorry. I'll tell you everything we know, which isn't much. And I'll never lie to you again. I promise. And he gonna take that because he cannot stay mad at this girl for so long. He cannot be mad at Simone for that long, y'all. He can't take it. He gonna look at her and he gonna like, I forgive you. And that's gonna be it. So, we gonna see. And I'm gonna talk to y'all next time. Peace.